everyone, and welcome to Bath Garden Center. It might seem like we are getting close to fall and you're wondering what to put in the ground, and bulbs, especially fall bulbs or spring blooming bulbs, which are actually the same thing, can start going in the ground by the end of September or early October. So let's talk about planting your spring blooming bulbs. So around this time of year, beginning of September to mid-September, is a great time to be planning what bulbs you want to put in the ground. And these bulbs are going to be sprouting for you in the spring. And so right now, it's a great time to start thinking about your tulips and daffodils and crocus, because you will want to put them in the ground late September to early October. So bulbs have embryos on the inside, and those embryos are going to be what produces your first year of blooms in the spring. And bulbs need to be planted in the later part of the fall because they need to overwinter. So bulbs need a chilling period, and you want to wait until the ground is around 50-ish degrees to start planting your bulbs. And that means for us here along the Front Range that our temperatures are going to be around 40 to 50 degrees, and that allows those bulbs establish before freezing temps start to happen. So as far as planting your bulbs, there is a general rule of thumb that you can go by. You want your planting depth to be about 3 to 4 times the height of your bulb. So if you have a bigger bulb, they are going to need to be planted a little bit deeper than your smaller bulbs. So a good tip that we like to go by here at the Garden Center is really looking at your bulbs and finding out which is the top part of the bulb and which is the bottom. And usually you can kind of gather where the root system is going to be on your bulb, because the bottom of the bulbs are a little bit harder and they kind of almost have like a ring around the bottom, and you can almost physically see where the roots are going to come out of. And so yes, it is important to think about which way you are going to plant your bulbs, because you want your roots to grow downward. And sometimes you might not recognize which is the top and which is the bottom. And in that case, it is okay to plant some of these bulbs just on their side. So that way they still establish that root system that's going to go down into the earth, and the blossoms are going to come up top. So when planting your bulbs, choosing a location is very important because you want to consider that bulbs bloom much earlier than many other plants in the spring. And they are going to need that required amount of sun every day in order to be to their fullest potential. So bulbs usually need at least around 6 to 8 hours of sun. So with bulbs, you want to make sure that they have still well-draining soil. And along the Front Range here, we have some pretty clay-heavy soils. So consider amending your soils before you do plant your bulbs in the ground. And amending it with compost is a great way to just build a great environment for your bulbs. And you want to just mix in that compost to the soil that you already have in the ground or that you have in your garden beds. And with planting bulbs, it definitely doesn't hurt to add a little bulb fertilizer mixed in with that amended soil as well. And we carry a few different fertilizers that you can use here for your bulbs, so check out the link below for a few recommendations that we have. Once you have your bulbs in the ground and you feel like your soil is nice and healthy for them, they're going to need a good watering to establish that root system. So make sure that you are providing them with regular watering, but also making sure that your soil is well drained and you're not overwatering them. Now that you've got your bulbs planted and watered, it is a great idea as well to add some mulch to the top layer of your soil. And that mulch is going to help provide a consistent temperature in the ground and just help keep things a little bit more insulated for your bulbs to last over the winter. And if you've got some larger areas that you are gardening in and you happen to have some landscape fabric that you're putting in your gardens, just make sure if you're planting bulbs that you do cut a small little hole in your landscaping fabric to help those bulbs come through. And fall or spring blooming bulbs don't always have to mean flowering bulbs. They also include garlic bulbs as well. So this time of year that you're planting these types of bulbs, consider planting garlic. Make sure when you are planting your bulbs that whatever packets you're getting your bulbs in, keep those packets and read what is on the back of them, because they will provide you with the best information about planting specific bulbs. And feel free to reach out to your plant experts here at Bath Garden Center anytime. Thank you, and we hope you have a good day. Did you start just now? I gave that truck such a look. Or some, I just wanted to stick with compost. Let's try that one more time. And let's try that one more time.